Energy, family. Energy. Growth is impossible without energy. That is the theme of June. Happy Monday. Hope you all doing well, blessed, on your purpose. And you clicked on this video for a reason, right? Like, what's the number one thing that will stop you from all growth in this universe? It is the lack of energy. That's what we're gonna talk about in today's video. This has been a common theme over my last couple of videos. I did a live about it. I did another video, similar topics, and I had a conversation about it yesterday. And the reason being is because I'm so much more aware of the importance of energy when it comes to personal change, transformation, and leveling up, becoming the best version of yourself. So what is the number one way that we can add more energy in our lives right now? Like, yes, there's going to be certain habits. Yes, there's going to be certain routines. Yes, there's going to be certain things that we can add when it comes to maybe going to the gym, eating better food, removing toxicity out of our life. But I think the number one reason why people don't have the amount of energy they need to actually make the changes that they want to make in their life is a lack of purpose. A lack of a why. Why are you on this planet? Why are you here? What are you doing every day? Why has God given you time to be here? This lack of purpose, this lack of meaning, this lack of a why, I think zaps all energy from our souls, from our spirit, and that's going to emanate through in our behavior, right? Like, if we are moving through life purposeless, if we're moving through life with no meaning, this is where we could wake up and just wonder, why would I, go through the day? Why should I get started? Why should I do any of these things? And, it's understandable, right? Like, we all go through difficult times in life to where we can lose perspective of what our why is, or lose perspective of what our meaning or purpose is in life. But I don't want to overwhelm you in terms of it has to be some grandiose why or some grandiose reason for why you're here. But on this channel, that why could just simply be becoming the best version of yourself, and then being able to serve that best version of yourself to the world. And as simple as that seems, just that focus, that clarity, that understanding, I think can really allow you to tap into the hidden resources, the hidden powers that's already in your body that may be not getting taken advantage of because you're not clear on this why, because you don't focus on this why, because you don't consciously make an effort to add meaning to every little thing that you do, right? Because it's not just how we live our life on a daily basis, it's every little behavior that we want to change. Like, what is the reason, the why, the meaning behind this change, and why is it important for me to do? Like, why is it important for you to set a new standard in your life? Why is it important for you to level up your energy? Why is it important for you to eat better food? And that's kind of where I got this concept from. Sorry, I live close to a airport, so it's always planes going over. Probably not the best location, but hey, whatever. What made me aware of this in my own life was this leveling up the importance of energy for me, right? And immediately when I thought of leveling up the importance of energy for me, I thought about, eating better food, right? I think a lot of us go to that. It's the reason I feel so low energy is because I'm not eating right, which, probably definitely has a factor on why, there will be a lack of energy in some people's life. However, the reason why I haven't took action on that, the reason why, I may not be fully in alignment when it comes to what I consume, what I put into my body, is because I didn't have a strong enough why. I didn't have a big enough reason why it was important for me to do so, a strong enough meaning. And what really helped me with this was, I talked about in my other video on high vibration habits, which is the root and the start of all personal change, which to me is having new information. In order for us to change, we need new information. And that information can come in a lot of different forms. But the reason we need new information is because our subconscious brain is smart. It has these patterns for survival for a reason. And that survival for your subconscious is comfort. It's certainty. It's knowing that, this is how my life is going. This is how it's going to be. And I'm okay with that. And our subconscious mind wants to keep us in that paradigm. It wants to keep us safe. It wants to keep us in that pattern. So when we start to change our habits, we start to change our routines, we start to change our patterns, our subconscious mind is going to naturally pull us away from that reality because it associates pain with change. However, when we start to influence and persuade our subconscious mind with new information that backs up the changes that we're trying to make, and associate those changes with more pleasure than pain, and associate our current behavior with more pain than pleasure, that's when the change occurs. So like, in practicality, what does this look like? This looks like me getting new information about how my body works. Because oh my God, the planes. So like for me, how I've always thought about my body is, I can override my body's mechanisms with the way I think. Thoughts control everything, mind over matter, basically. And while this has some truth to it, it's definitely been studied that, your beliefs can change certain genes that, you may run in a family where you have a certain gene for cancer, for example, right? But you having a belief that you never get diseases can actually, down regulate that gene in your system, and you'll be less likely to receive the cancer virus. So that, yes, that's true. But what we want to do is stack the deck. We want to have full alignment, because it's not just what you think that taps you into the next version of yourself. It's also what you feel. It's also the actions that you take. This is what makes up our whole personalities: what we think, what we feel, and what we do, right? So it's like, yes, I can have that mind over matter, but if it's not aligned with the actions that I'm taking, as far as the food that I'm consuming and the content I'm consuming and all these other things, but in this case we're talking about food, then I'm not fully living in a full alignment version of that next version of myself. So therefore I'm not going to fully experience the results of that version of myself, that vibration. I'm not fully there yet, because I'm only thinking on one paradigm. I'm only thinking on thinking paradigm, and maybe a feeling paradigm, focus on your emotions, but not having that doing paradigm, with everything I do, is what's going to hold you back, right? So I got some new information. I tapped in. I'm constantly learning. I'm constantly trying to put the things in my brain, because you only need one thing to be heard the right way for you to really change, and maybe that this video is doing that for you. But what I heard about energy is that how our cells has the mitochondria, which creates ATP, and ATP is what literally allows our cells to do work. And if our cells aren't working properly, then our body's not going to have the energy needed to carry out whatever mission that we have on this earth, to become the best version of ourselves. We're going to be lethargic. We're going to have lack of clarity, brain fog, anxiety, depression, all these sometimes mental illnesses. They might not stem from beliefs, but they can stem from the underlying energy that you're putting into your body. So again, that was the example of me personally when it comes to food, and like how the power of meaning and how the power of new information can shift my relationship with food. But in a macro sense, it only stemmed from my purpose of becoming the best version of myself, my purpose of constantly leveling up, my purpose of never settling, my purpose of constantly looking for ways that I can serve better and better and better, right? So through me recognizing that that's the path I'm going on, and not necessarily feeling comfortable with the level I'm serving to this point, is what allowed me to go out there and seek new information. And then with this new information, I experienced changes in my psychology, but also in my deeper spirit, in my deeper understanding, my deeper why. And that's why it's so important for you to tap into the information that you need in order to actually change, so that it can persuade your mind. Because you might hear something from one person and they say, oh yeah, food's important because of this, but if it truly doesn't resonate with you, like if it truly doesn't make you be like, oh, that makes sense, oh, that shift your mindset, it's not really working. So that's why we need the new information to really shift what we're thinking, like really have it make sense to us. And once it makes sense to us, now we're in a position to actually make the change. But first things first, have a purpose. Like, stop right now, whatever you're doing. If you're feeling lack of clarity, lack of meaning, lack of a why, lack of an understanding why you're here, take some time out to really look at your life. Take some time out to really take inventory and say, why do I wake up every day? You know, why do I do what I do? Why do I move through this life the way I move through this life? Why do I have the goals that I have? Why do I have the desires and dreams that I have? And as you dig deeper, as you go through this layer, as you go through these questions for yourself, your purpose and your why becomes a lot more clear. And that power of having a reason for living pulls you towards the right information needed to make the shift, right? So hope that makes sense. You know, quick and short today, Monday. Hope y'all doing well, blessed on your purpose, get into a bag, all that good shit. If you like the video, comment what you want to see next, subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.